And if you're going to go vote, we'll say nice things about you when you're gone. Ms. Tenney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just thank you for holding this, Mary, and thank you to the witnesses. We appreciate your testimony today. And I thought maybe I could follow up on Mr. Pasquale's question, maybe with Mr. Cleary. And what do you believe? We were just talking about how would we have made this program better? And do you believe that the way that the IRS calculated this program and as a payroll tax credit, is that something that you thought was an error, could have been fixed just quickly? Because I'm just curious about your response to that.
I don't know, and the the tax experts here would be in a better position to answer. What I do know is when they did a surge and put a bunch of people on the case, the backlog came down. That's easy. So whatever else was happening inside the bubble. For us, it was just a matter of applying resources to the problem and trying to drive the backlog down, because that's really our big problem. When anytime you got 500,000 cases, and we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of cases in that subset, that are held up and people waiting.
Well, let me ask you, while we're on the backlog, do you think that the way the IRS calculates the number of unprocessed employee retention tax credits claims is accurate? Is it accurate the way they're processing it, in your opinion?
Well, no, because as I mentioned in my statement, for PEOs that could have, or a small PEO may have 100 claims with the IRS. Large PEOs may have tens of thousands of claims. Each PEO is counted as one. So if we've got 250 members, that's 250 claims that the IRS counts, when it could be tens or hundreds of thousands of cases. Yeah.
So Mr. Cleary, I'll stick with you for a minute. The IRS claims to have doubled the amount of employee retention tax credit claims that they process every week, from processing 20,000 claims per week during the filing season down to 40,000 claims per week. So just yesterday, the IRS issued a press release where Commissioner Werfel stated that the IRS has successfully cleared the backlog of valid ERTC claims. They even said it was 99% done. So from your experience, and you just indicated this, does it seem like the ERTC backlog has been cleared?
No, and in fact, their own website a week ago said that it was almost 500,000 in the backlog. So they didn't clear that out in a week. So that that's the first problem that we're seeing occur with this. And you see again in the last week that it ticked back up by another few 100,000. So it's almost at 500,000. So whatever the problem is, there's something out of whack with the count. And and I agree. We wish the commissioner well. As I said, we've had a really good relationship with the IRS. But for his credibility, I think first shot out of the box, he needs to be credible and truthful in terms of describing what the backlog is.
Well, we thank you for that, because the exact number is actually 488,000 right here. So we know that there's a huge backlog. So to claim that somehow these are done, and we appreciate what you do as PEOs, as a small business owner.
Thank you.
We're dependent on PEOs and the great services they provide in helping us get through some of the confusion and difficulty in dealing with the IRS, and we understand the bureaucracy. We know it's difficult, but this is real money. We have low margins in small businesses, and we appreciate that what you do, and we appreciate that you're on top of this. And when I've met with so many small business owners, the first thing that everyone says is the 941X form. I just hear it, and it is a problem, and the IRS needs to solve it. And we appreciate the work you do to advocate for people who are in this position, especially the small business owners that don't have the resources and the compliance teams and the lawyers and accountants to really make it happen. So we have work to do, and the IRS needs to clarify this, and it would be nice if the commissioner would come out and admit that we have almost half a million claims that are still out there with businesses struggling to get this right and struggling to comply with the law.
That's right.
So we appreciate all the witnesses. I think we've got a rendezvous of votes, but thanks so much, and thank you to all of you again for your expertise, and also for being willing to come here and, as Mr. Schweikert said, to be on national TV, or have everybody in the Hill watching you guys. Thanks so much.
Chair now recognizes the gentlelady from California, Ms. Chu, for 5 minutes.
Ms. Sipo, I want to thank you for your testimony, and I appreciate that you recognize that this credit was absolutely vital for